Hello everybody, hope everybody's doing well. Gonna be looking at this Squier Affinity. Got a couple videos on it already. Uh, Dumpster special. So if you want to start at the beginning, go back and look at the last couple videos of this thing. When I got it, it was purple. Had a bunch of stickers all over it. So what I decided to do was do kind of a relic, since it had already started somewhat being a relic already. So I've kind of finished up the body, stripped it down to the wood, and we kind of come along with a kind of a blue color. And what I've done is I didn't use any primer, nothing like that. Just put a couple of thin coats of just rattle can paint on it, so it will wear more just in general use. It'll wear a little bit more, but I kind of, done a little bit of stuff to it to kind of make it look like it does. So pretty happy with that. Think it's going to look pretty cool. So what I'm going to start doing is start putting the stuff on it. I aged the trim. Got it looking like it ought to, I think, for what I'm doing. So we're going to install that, install the pick guard. We'll get as far as we can with it. I think some of my videos are too long and drawn out and too much talking and not enough action. So I'm going to get things organized and we're going to get right on into this thing. All right, the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and get this claw put back in. And all this stuff's been aged with acid. I won't say it's necessarily been aged. It's been damaged by acid. Let's put it that way. So we're going to get this started back in. And this camera is, it's a cell phone camera. It's not the greatest. It makes this body look really blue. And, actually it's really more of a green color, but for some reason the camera wants to show it as being a really blue color. Alright, that'll do for right now. We'll have to adjust all that later. Get that, as long as we got it in. Go up here and start with our trim on the top. So, and I'm working on my shop again. Went to good old Home Depot and spent a bunch of money today. And when I get it set up, I'm trying to be careful about how I set it up with lighting, and then setting the shop up to where I'll have good camera angles, and it'll be a kind of across the bench thing, kind of like what's his name, Know Your Gear feel. How he does stuff across the bench, it'll be the best way to where you get the best angles and stuff. Try to do some overhead stuff, better cameras. I'm working on that. I should have that up in a few months if all goes well. But doing a lot of painting and a lot of tearing out and changing. So better things are in the works. It's just a lot of time, a lot of money to get that done. It's going to pay off because I'll have a lot better channel. And being left-handed, I totally block everything. We just run these screws down to where they're just flush. some of these little cheap trims don't hold tune too good, but some of the real expensive ones don't either. So there you go. We'll try to set it up best we can. That one's just a little bit. There we go. All right, we can adjust those a little bit if we need to later on. All right. I may have run that claw in. I'll have to struggle with these springs, but maybe not. And I run those through the acid as well. Not enough to damage them. Just enough to... Yeah, see, I done run that in so far. I'm going to have to struggle. But I think this thing's going to turn out pretty good. Really happy with the frets on the neck. Everything. I think this thing's really going to play pretty cool. Let me get one in the middle. I think it's going to play pretty nice when I get it all put together. It's going to look pretty cool, play pretty cool. That's what it's all about. It's how it plays. I know a lot of people don't like relic guitars, but I don't like them. I don't like them real fancy, pretty things either. Sometimes. Let's see. Find what I'm looking for. But I mean, something that's already damaged, that's beat up already. I mean, I could fix that, but it really isn't worth it. Not on this type of guitar. It was just more fun to do it like this. See, not every channel you watch shows you struggle with everything like I do. The struggling channel. All right. Yeah, I'll have to back some of that off. Okay. All right. What I may do is let me get the pick guard all ready, and we'll try to get it stuck on there. All right. I think I've got the pick guard ready to go. We're going to use the cloth covered wire simply because that's what I have. So we're gonna, and I've got way too much wire, but I'd rather have way too much is not enough. So we're gonna run that through there. Maybe. Okay, then if I can find where the hole is for the ground. I'm using a white for the ground simply because I got more white wire than I do black. Really the only reason. And like I say, I can trim off whatever extra that I had before. Okay, these screw holes on this thing are close. They're not exactly, but I wasn't going to fill them and re-drill them and everything because this is a different pick guard. But I think we can make it work. After all, this is a relic. It's not a showpiece. But now that being said, if I was going to be doing a relic job for somebody on a nicer guitar, if you wanted to do a relic on a nice guitar, I would do a little better job than I've done on this one as far as taking the time to do it a little nicer, like airbrushing the pick guard or whatever. I'm going to try to line up, see these are close. And these screws have also been treated in the acid. Gives them kind of a brass color. Looks pretty nice. I think this little guitar is going to actually work out pretty good. I should change the camera to the other side where you can see more because I'm blocking everybody with my arm. And I'm trying to make these videos as informative as I can, as fast as I can. And we'll see how that goes. I'm still learning on this video stuff. I hadn't had the time to put into it that I'd like to, but that's something that I am working on, working on trying to get better at. I just hadn't really had the time. I've got, a lot I do that I don't put much of nothing on camera. Just every once in a while. I hope my wires are all in the right spot. But this thing, these pickups are a little upgraded. Like I say, if you go back and watch the other videos where I kind of got started, I'm going to just try to push this thing. I think this is going to be really a nice playing little guitar, and it'll make somebody a good one, because I can't keep all of them. But it was just something a little bit different. And a lot of folks, they don't have the means to do something like this, or the ability or know-how or whatever. I don't say the ability, they just don't, have the resources or whatever to be able to take a guitar apart and do this, that, and the other for whatever reason. A lot of kids down here in college, if they ever go back to college at UGA, they want a cool guitar. They want to play in a college band, and they don't have means in a dorm or apartment to start doing stuff to a guitar. So that's where I pick up some stuff is from a lot of these people. They come wanting stuff done. So, all right. I say that's a wrap. I think that looks pretty good. But with a wood body, everything, this thing it ought to sound pretty cool. It ought to sound alright. We'll see. Alright, now that's how it looks. I'm trying to give everybody a close look. You can kind of tell the bridge, the trim arm. You can see where it's kind of aged a little bit. This light sucks. Yeah, there. And like I say, this thing ain't baby blue like it looks like it is on the camera. So, okay, that's the pick guard. Let me get the output jack wired up, put in, and we'll test it out and see if it makes noise. Okay, got our pick guard on, got our input jack or output jack in. So now got it hooked up to the amp. So got some trash on the pole pieces. But anyway, let's test. Okay. Sounds like the tone. All right, so we're good. We're good on that. So that's got us working. So that's the main thing. So we got our ground wire coming in back here, soldered to the cloth wire. It looks kind of cool, the cloth wire. See if I can get some dirt on it, make it look a little old. But the cloth wire actually makes it look old. The biggest thing about this thing, if you wanted it looking old, is these saddles, which they can be changed out to the old style saddle if anybody got crazy about it and wanted to do it, if they wanted to. So that's got that. So I think the next step, let's see if we can't get the neck put on. And if you remember, watch the other video, we got a shim out of it. This is the same one that was in it. So we're going to put it, which is a piece of sandpaper. If it's good enough for Squier, good enough for Fender, I guess it's good enough for me. So there's nothing changed. If it had to be in there to start with, it probably ain't no reason it ain't going to need to be in there now. So it's got a good tight fitting pocket. That's good. We got our tarnished up, beat up Squier neck plate. Find our screws. And these use a smaller screw than like a standard or a classic Vibe or some of that. They use a smaller screw, and a lot of times if I've got bigger ones, I'll change it because I'm really not about all that. So let's see if I can get this up here where we can see what we're doing. Probably not. There we go. You can kind of see the wood back here where I had my piece on when I was doing the painting. All you're going to see is my hand. That's about what I figured. Try to turn. Like I say, I'm learning on this film and stuff. I may learn something, and I may just be as bad as I ever was. We'll see. I'm just going to run this down a little bit with the drill, not all the way. Okay, that's close enough. These little screws, I can run the big ones in with the clutch set on the drill, but these smaller screws, I'm a little bit afraid to try that because it would be real easy to strip them out. So I'm not gonna do that. So that'll make some of you power tool guys happy. We'll tighten this neck down and we'll be making it start looking like a guitar again. And I guess the next thing I'm going to have coming up is going to be the Stevie Ray Vaughan. We'll start on it. And I'm going to put this neck on so we'll have a look at it. And then we'll finish up the neck. And I've got a bone nut to go on it, the tuners to go in, all that whole setup, pickup, height, everything. So that'll be in the next video because this one's already getting up there about 20 minutes. So I'm trying to make these things short, but I work slow. And you wouldn't believe when I work actually faster on camera than I do any other time. Okay. All right, here's what we got. And like I say, it looks blue as a Easter egg on this camera, but it is actually a green, more of a green. There's our neck. There, which I darkened this down. That don't show on the camera. Okay, we've done a little work on the back here. Looks like somebody changed oil in their car and played their guitar. So there's our back plate, trim. I mean, we're on our way. We're on our way. Man, I appreciate everybody. I might get right here in your face, but you know, if you hadn't subscribed, think about it. If you have, I really appreciate it. Appreciate you guys, the comments, everything. You know, it's going to get better. I get my shop, like I said, working on my shop. Been working on it for a year, but I'm getting there with it. It's just time, money. Anyway, we're going to make a playing guitar out of this, and there'll be another part to this, and we'll have it finished up. But I appreciate everybody. Until the next time, see you.